Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome, welcome. Today is 20th August, 2024. We are on the 17th chapter. Okay, the last final chapter. Tomorrow will be the final chapter. The final chapter, it is divided into two, but I'll try to synchronize into one. But see, if the thing is still, because in final chapter 18, all the 74 verses, 72 verses, everything is bacterial. All right. So anyway, I'll look into it. But anyway, today is the 17th chapter. And I would like to welcome all of you and also to convey my heartfelt gratitude for keeping with us for the last, 17 days, 18 days, 18 days, 18 study days, of course, because in between got break and everything, right? So so for the last 18 days and 17th day, we are discussing Bhagavad Gita. And I believe there will be so much of transformation is happening in your life. Okay, I strongly believe that. And like yesterday, there's one Mataji was telling, the mother had a fall. They used to attend my Gita Gyan class live in ISKCON Ipoh. Every day she'll come and she'll take notes. She's a PhD, so always they love to take notes and they study, deep study. Then one day the mother had a fall and she hit her head and she need to go for surgery. Then after that, they said not easy for her to survive. And even if she survive, I think she'll be unconscious for what, 2 years because of going into this coma or something like that. But she was telling, she was crying and she was like, I was telling the only thing that what can help you is the Gita and chanting, right? I said, read the Gita, keep the Gita near her, read it with full faith. If Krishna desires, let's see, right? So this is nothing within our hand. And at last, it did happen. She back to the conscious, and it seems she can start to move and start to look around and everything. So there's some of the miracle that even doctors was surprised. Okay, anyway, the reflection for today. So before that, is there any reflections, anything that you'd like to share? I'd like to hear from Sadguna Mataji. Any transformation, anything that has impacted you?
Yeah, I realize it. Now I'm doing chanting.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm doing chanting 16 rounds.
wow, Haribol!
So
That's
that's one thing I feel happy about it. I'm doing it. And
yeah.
that's what I see now. I can do that now, at least starting to do that.
Not tough, right?
No, not tough. As what you say, four rounds, I'm doing it. Now,
Very good.
gradually, I'm trying to do it for 16 rounds in one setting.
One sitting. Very good,
Yeah.
very good, very good. You feel there's some kind of difference happening in your life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's a
That's
lot
how,
of
yeah,
you made my day, Mataji.
yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
My pleasure.
Explanations are very great. Really, I would love to hear more and more.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Hari. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Ram, I think Ram is driving, I think. All right. So, okay. So with that enthusiasm, let's start our program on the 17th chapter. Chapter 17, basically, they're going to speak about the three mode of material nature, the sacrifice in three mode, the food that you eat in the three mode, and the charity that you give in three mode. So this is something very, very important. Okay. This is very important, whereby the three mode of material nature is actually the nature that actually that controls our activity. Okay. We are always in the mode of goodness. We are always better to be mode of goodness because as what we have studied in Bhagavad Gita, mode of goodness is conducive for spiritual service. It's easy. From mode of goodness to become a devotee is much easier. Okay. Mode of passion, of course, your result of mode of passion is misery. And the mode of ignorance, it is the result of mode of ignorance is madness, inertia, right? So when you look at that, I was reading this chapter, Canto 5, Srimad Bhagavatam. I went through some videos, and they're talking about the description of hellish planet, what type of hell and how we go through this hellish suffering. So I was listening to one lecture, and according to Garuda Purana, it says there are 8.4 million, 84, 84 lakhs. Yeah, 8.4 million types of hell. All right. For all the varieties of sin that we do, and we to be tortured, to be punished actually. 8.4 million. And of course, the primary one is Kumbhipaka, Maharaurava, Raurava, and Maharaurava. And all these things are principal hell. Okay. So, how we suffer? Then there was also a question asked. Well, if you say that we have already been punished in hell, then why we still take birth and get suffer? Why we still go through our previous birth karma or previous birth punishment? It doesn't make sense. Yes or not? That means a person is sentenced to jail term. After he finish his 10 years jail term, he come out and he go into police lockup. Like or such thing. You already finish your jail term, that's it, you're out. It looks like you come out from the jail term, then you go into police lockup. Right? So, there's a question was like, it's a valid question, and something to think about it. But according to what that Prabhu was saying, there's some sins are punishable, all right, punishable in hell. Certain sins has to be punished in hell, and certain sins that you have to suffer in this material world, which is not so severe. That means corrected in hell and corrected on earth. So like that, there's two kinds of things. So it is a good fortune that you have taken up Bhagavad Gita, reading Bhagavad Gita. And Sadguna Mataji, you have really inspired me, that saying that you are chanting 16 rounds is very good. So chanting the holy name and reading Bhagavad Gita actually is the only thing that's going to save us. Why I'm telling you this, let me just briefly explain to you. What is that hellish planet? After we leave our body, we will be pulled out by these Yamadutas. Yamadutas have this, there's a kind of rope they call pasha, or just like a cowboy rope, it just pull the soul out from the body, right? So once we come out from there, we are as big as the thumb. The thumb, as big as a thumb. And once we come out, we will be given another sarira or another body. All right? And what's the body's name? Ayo Krishna. There's a Divya Sarira. Another one is Tataka Sarira, Tatra, something. Okay. Anyway, I just translate in English. There's a divine body, and there's another one is called the body that prepared to be tortured, suffering. Okay, there's two types of body. Yeah? Okay, we don't talk about Divya Sarira. Okay, there's all devotees. But we're talking about the sinful people. Once they come out, they come in the body that created for pain. That means it's a uniform to be tortured. Okay, in that sarira, in that body, we will go through the pain, and everything will be tremendous. Example, when I just pinch like this, I don't feel much pain. But in that sarira, in that body, when I pinch like that, the pain is like dying. It's extreme pain. That body was created like that. Okay, then in that, once we get into that body is the one that will be dragged to hell. Okay, there'll be three types of a person. One will take 3.5 hours. They go into another womb. Another person 7 days. Another person 45 days. Yeah, 45 days. And the last one is 1 year. 1 year and above. So those people who are very pious, those people who have done so much of good things, they will go to the hellish planet quickly and come back, and within 3.5 hours they take the next body. That's why it's always recommended in Vedas. When a person dies, he has to be cremated within 3.5 hours. Because the more we keep the body, the more the subtle body will be standing there and watching. Anyway, that's out of the topic. So now, in that form, they can hear everything, what we say. But what we say, they can't hear. Right? At that moment, it's so painful. The only thing that actually can reduce their karma or reduce this thing, it is by chanting the holy name and also reading the Bhagavad Gita. At that moment, the soul will cry very pathetically. Please chant the holy name. Please recite the Gita. But when we don't train our children in that way, they'll be sitting and playing cards, or they'll be howling and crying. They'll be like talking about this tribute. The person done this, that all these things is not going to help them. The only thing the thing is suffer is they'll be begging, please, please, please. And it says that Yamaduta, their wrist, their palm is all has thorns. Okay. Whenever you try to want to get free, the Yamaduta give a ties like pang like that. So it's very scary. But these all scary things is only for the non-devotees. But as a devotee, we have taken up this path of bhakti, right? And we are already we are already somehow or other blessed. So we have to think, again, I'm telling you, keep the journal with you. What mode of nature are you in today? Am I in goodness? Am I in passion? Or am I in ignorance? Okay. Always keep the Bhagavad Gita with you. Whenever you feel you are not happy, whenever you feel something is bothering you, if you know that this situation can take me to the mode of ignorance, this situation can go and trigger anger in myself, just pray to Bhagavad Gita. All right, just take the Bhagavad Gita and just pray. Oh Krishna, please guide me. I don't know what to do. I feel like myself is like, see, just open tongue, then you start read. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon obtaining something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is bewildered, and who knows the signs of God, is already situated in transcendence. That is, I've just taken from 520, chapter 5, text 20. Right? So, such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. What happened to the anger now? What happened to your frustration now? Oh, then you read this, okay. Okay, I am rejoicing within. Why? I need to allow that external factor to come and affect me. I know that I am taken up this path of bhakti, and I just don't care whatever you tell. Okay, I just take this. Keep your Gita always. It's a guide. Okay, and keep your chanting back. Oh yeah, there's another thing I wanted to show you. Okay, there's a thing called clicker, like that. So always you must chant using your beats. But when you don't have a beats, when you're traveling, you just simply chant using the clicker. Why you need to use the clicker? Simply to make your mind concentrate. That's all. Okay, so that is the thing. So anyway, that description of hellish planet is in Canto 5. Those who have Srimad Bhagavatam, maybe you can refer. Canto 5, last chapter, the description of hellish planet. And after you read that, if you feel that how fortunate you are positive. If you read that and you start to be shaken, then you need to increase your bhakti. You have to increase your sadhana. Because all that thing is to convince you that you have already taken the right path. So after you read that, what's to be so you better increase your sadhana like that. And secondly, to train up our children. If we don't train our children properly, we train our children whimsically, our children become very uncultured, because they are the insurance policy they're going to cover us. All right, the one going to save us at the last moment. The Shraddha ceremony, all the ceremony, when they do accordingly, that's how going to benefit us. But if you think you don't have such a child, you must practice your bhakti very seriously. Okay, where your life is no more under the jurisdiction of Chitragupta. Chitragupta is not that writes all that record. You are not releasing, but Krishna himself personally will take care of you. Okay, with that thought, let's start our today's program. Okay, so ISKCON Malaysia, with collaboration with ISKCON First Garden Bhakti Yoga Center, we are proud to present Gita Gyan, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and we discuss on chapter 17. Let's take darshan from such a beautiful deity. I think this is the deity from Kuala Lumpur, Sri Sri Nitai Gauranga Rai. And this is Lord Jagannath. Just now, okay, do we have time to discuss this? Okay. Anyway, I just make a quick thing. Just now we saw that in that video, it's after Radha Yatra festival, and you saw that Maharaj was throwing the prasadam. Okay, did anyone of you notice that? Did you all notice that? He was throwing the prasadam to the crowd. Okay, So many
No,
people.
I didn't
Oh, you
see.
didn't see? Oh, you did not see. Okay. Have you seen people throwing prasadam Mataji during Radha Yatra?
No, I didn't see that.
No, no. When you go for Radha Yatra, have you gone for
Oh,
Radha? Have you?
haven't gone.
Oh, you haven't gone.
No.
Okay, okay. In Radha Yatra, usually they throw the prasadam
Oh, I
from
see.
the chariot. Pum, they throw the prasadam. People get very angry. They say, "Hey, this is prasadam, you know. How can you simply throw the prasadam like this? It's really unethical. You know, they throw the banana, they throw the apple, they throw the sweets. They have to throw. Why? Why do they do that? See, once Narada Muni came from Vaikunda to Kailash, and he was in great excitement. He was excited, he's dancing in happiness. When he came to Kailash, Lord Shiva asked, "Hey, Narada, welcome. Why you look so happy?" "Oh, Shiva, you will never believe. Mahadeva, you'll never believe." "Say, why? What happened?" "I just had a fantastic Vishnu Prasadam." "Say, what?" "Oh, the food was out of this universe." We cannot say world. Out of this universe. Such a lovely, wonderful meal I had. Oh, boy. And Lord Shiva, after hearing all this excitement, he asked, "Did you bring some for me?" And then Narada, uh-oh. "Well, I did not." I said, "Where is your etiquette? How can you come empty-handed when you come and visit someone? When you visit someone, you have to bring some gift, at least fruits or biscuit or something like that. You came empty-handed. Where is your etiquette?" Number one. Number two, you always praise me as Mahadeva, Mahadeva. Was it all the while you're pretending? Are you a hypocrite? Huh? You always say, "Oh, Mahadeva, you have respect for me," or this and that. That means all this while you're acting. What is this? You came empty-handed. And Narada Muni, oh. He said, then Lord Shiva get very angry. He said, wait, hold on. Then on his finger, there'll be a little small piece stuck on his finger. I said, "Mahadeva, I got a little stuck. Give it to me. Don't delay." He just took the small one and gave it to Lord Shiva. When Lord Shiva started to take, and he started to dance in ecstasy. They call Tandava Natya. The Tandava Natya is something that he danced during the destruction of this material universe. Because in charge of destruction, right? He start dancing Tandava Natya, the whole world become agitated, the whole universe agitated. And everybody started to say, "Hey, it's not a time for the time to end the world. What is happening?" Then Mother Parvati will come running. "Hey, wait. Lord Shiva, what happened? Husband, dear husband, what happened to you? Why are you dancing in ecstasy? I mean, why are you doing Tandava Natya? What went wrong? Please stop. The whole universe is agitated." Then he just keep it. Oh, really? Oh, actually, I dance in excitement, in ecstasy. Then Mother Parvati asks, "Why? What happened?" "Oh, Narada came and gave me Prasadam, Vishnu Prasadam, just a bit. I took it. I feel so happy." "Oh, really? Did you keep some for me?" Mother Parvati asked. Then Lord Shiva, uh-oh. Narada only give me. How dare you to think like that? Even how little also you have to keep some for me. You always say you half, I half, right? In Parvati, Shiva is half Shiva and half Mother Parvati. But is it all this a lie? You're saying that you love me so much, all this a cheat? Huh? What kind of husband are you? Oh, she gets very angry. When Parvati gets angry, it's a big problem. Okay, there's a story of Dakshayani, where she used to go into the mystic meditation. It's very dangerous. So before she became that angry that Lord Vishnu had he said, "Okay, wait, hold on. Now you are saying you didn't get the prasadam. But how about your people, all your children in this world? How are they going to do it? Are you, then if they come and ask you, Mother, where is my part? What are you going to say?" Then Mother Parvati will become, "Oh, okay. Don't worry. I'm going to appear in this Jagannath Puri as Lord Jagannath. Okay. You come as my sister, Subhadra. And you come and you throw your prasadam at every living entity. Let the entire living entity gets the prasadam and get liberated from this bondage of this material universe." That's why Lord Jagannath, okay, when you look at this is Lord Jagannath, and this is Lord Balaram, and this is Mother Subhadra. So on this festival of Radha Yatra, they throw the prasadam. Some will be captured by the human, some will fall into the drain. Some sakra pare or sweet like that go into the drain. And you know what? The thing will start to dilute in the drain. and the things start to mix in that water, the drain water. And there are so many germs, so many burudu, that kata burudu, lot of living entities in the thing. Everything got liberated just because of that prasadam. So that's that idea. On Radha Yatra day, they don't give prasadam in your hand. They throw, they throw. But sometimes people overdo it. They think it's like a baseball match. They just take it. So anyway, so that's a beautiful pastime of Sri Sri Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. Yes, so merciful. Okay, so before we start, let's do our invocation prayer to offer obeisances to all our spiritual master, to the preceptor, to all that parambara, everybody, so that we'll be blessed abundantly. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidamena Bhutale Swayam Rupan Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantigam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttaparakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagarjadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidam Shah Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namustute Apta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanustute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatrudischa Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinibhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah. Okay, everybody look at this mantra, we chant together. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Shari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayit. Nasta Priyesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Harium Tatsat. Nama Om Vishnu Padai Krishna Prishtaya Bhuddhare Srimati Jayapataka Swamiti Namani Namacharya Padai Nitai Kripa Padai Gaura Kada Damadaya Nagara Grahamatari. Hare Krishna. We dedicate our program today to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. In a very short period of time, he did so much of wonders, which is superhuman feat. When he was young, he used to conduct a Radha Yatra festival. The first Radha Yatra when he was only 5 years old. Okay? He met his spiritual master when he was 20s. And after that, because he was the movement of this liberating India through Gandhi movement, but the Guru Maharaj told him, otherwise, then he taken up this bhakti seriously. After he retired, he started to he liked to meet these devotees, and he always liked to preach. First, he created a league of devotees in Jhansi, right? Then after that, after he accepted sannyas, he started to print. He always traveled from Vrindavan to Delhi to go and make sure that to proofread all the printing of Srimad Bhagavatam. And after that, he's trying to take the Bhagavatam and trying to speak to all the significant Indians, the successful Indians and all these things. And he realized the Indians are not interested in the spiritual way of life. Because after they got independence from India, because for at last they became a master. All the while they were the servant. But now they become a master. They run the country themselves. The country is theirs. So they are not interested. Because of that, he left India on a Jaladutta. He went to America because Guru came to his dream and told him to do so. Then when he went to America, he started under the Thompson Square. All right. He started this first Sankirtan movement. He simply sat on the swing and he just started to sing, attracted all the hippies. And from the hippies, everything became very successful. So this is the first, what they call, concert. There's a hippie concert. There's a thing called Grateful Date and all this kind of crazy fellows were there, all high on drugs. And in between, Prabhupada went in. He took his disciple, told him to go in and do this. Among that crazy concert, let's go in and do this Sankirtan concert. And after that concert, it became a big hit. Okay. And this is Yamuna Devi. And this is the Beatles, what they call George Harrison. So somehow or other, when they went to England, the devotees went to England, the George Harrison became attracted, and George Harrison is not donated the Bhakti Vedanta Manor in London. Okay, now it's I don't know how many million pounds worth of asset. Then this is the time that he went to Russia, and he predicted. He went to Russia, okay, for 3 days. He met one person, and out of blues, he just initiated that person and just gave him instruction for 3 days. Okay, his servant was Shama Sundara Das. And he told Shama Sundara, if Krishna willing, Russia will take. That one person sacrificed his life and made Hare Krishna one of the most successful. It's a very long story, but a very inspiring story. All right. Then he went and met so much of they call dignitaries and everything, and created this back to Godhead. And this is 80 books he translated. He translated in English, and that was something that is we all should be very grateful to him. All right. Now let's look at Gita Mahatmya for today. Ya Shrunoti na Gitartam Kirtayatyeva ya Param Sravayecha Parartam Vai Sa Prayati Param Padam. What Krishna says here, very nice. One who attentively hears and sings the glories and the purport of Gita. Again, one who attentively hears and sings the glories of the purport of Gita, or reiterates that purport to others. Let me teach the purport. What is that purport to others? Such a person attains the supreme destination. So think about it. One who attentively hears and sings the glories. So how are you going to sing the glory? You're going to tell others, you must have a Bhagavad Gita for yourself. How Bhagavad Gita can impact your life. What are the things that you have learned? You don't need to say something which is beyond your understanding. You just need to say how you felt after Bhagavad Gita. Simple as that. Oh, I need to read some verses because that you say, oh, I need to read some verses. I need to read. No need. Just go and tell them how you transform after Gita. Examples, like some says, oh, I had a good sleep. Something which is very rare for the elderly people. As we get older, 45 and above, sleep is something which becomes almost impossible. We don't sleep well. After Gita, I slept like a baby. Right? After Gita, I start to see the world in a different place. After Gita, I became so calm and composed. Because I realized I'm not this body. Do you know we are not this body? Then we are what? We are beyond as what it can think. You know? We are beyond. I say what? Then you should have a Bhagavad Gita. You'll understand. Right? So like that, you just create the importance of Gita. Just by doing that. Whether they buy or don't buy, that's secondary. But that attempt can make a person to attain the supreme destination. Right? Okay, now let's look at this today's understanding. Okay. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. We must understand this. Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. Our research work is imperfect. Second thing, our research work is imperfect. Okay, because we are researching with the imperfect senses. Right? Our senses are so imperfect. And what is the result of that? Imagine you cook something which is with the tainted ingredient. All right? Imagine you are making a preparation of cooking, but your ingredient is not clean, not to that standard. Not the pure ingredient. All right. So when you cook with such a imperfect ingredient, what is that end result of the food? Hopeless, lousy, stale. People can't eat. Yes or not? So because the ingredient is not good. Similarly, we have created with the imperfect ingredient the senses. So how can we get a perfect research? So Prabhupada says here, our research work is imperfect because we have imperfect senses. We have to accept perfect knowledge, which comes down and is stated in Bhagavad Gita by the Parambara, disciplic succession. Okay. We have to receive knowledge. We have to receive knowledge from proper source. Okay. We have to receive knowledge from proper source in disciplic succession. Beginning with the supreme spiritual master, the Lord himself. And handed down successions of spiritual master. Arjuna, the student who took the lesson from Lord Krishna, accepts everything that he says without contradicting him, without judging him, without contradicting and asking, are you sure you're doing the right thing or no? One is not allowed to accept one portion of Bhagavad Gita and not other. We must always remember this. We are not allowed to accept one portion of Bhagavad Gita and not others. Oh, okay, this one makes sense. I agree with it, but that one doesn't make sense. I don't agree. No, you cannot do that. No, we must accept Bhagavad Gita without interpretation, without delete, all right, omitting, okay, and without our own whimsical participation in the matter. Okay, all these are very important. Okay, so we cannot simply take without deletion. That means without interpretation and all this thing. Okay, we must accept Bhagavad Gita without interpretation, without deletion. That means we omit here and there. No, or without our own whimsical participation in the matter. The Gita should be taken as the most perfect presentation of the Vedic knowledge. We have to take it as the most perfect presentation. Vedic knowledge is received from transcendental source. Okay, received from transcendental source. And the first word was spoken. Now, the first words were spoken by the Lord himself. The words spoken by the Lord are called Apurushaya. What is Apurushaya means? Meaning that they are different from the words spoken by the person of the mundane world. Okay? Apurushaya means they are different from the words spoken by a person of the mundane world. It's not like spoken by some kind of so-called philosopher. It's different. Who is this mundane world? Who is infected with 4 defects? Oh, this is very important. So, what is those 4 defects? What is the 4 defects? Number 1, the mundaner. Mundaner means the mundane people. All right, like this thing. Number 1, is sure to make mistake. There's no one in this world have not made any mistakes. Any one of you have not made mistake in your life? You do, right? Number 2 is invariably illusion. Sometimes he'll be in illusion. Number 3, has the tendency to cheat others. Okay? Have a tendency. Do any one of you cheat others? Did anyone? Ram? You have unmuted.
In young age, sir.
Now you don't cheat others. Now you don't cheat anyone.
Now, no, sir.
Are you sure?
Not sure.
Are you sure?
Maybe I cheat myself.
No, I'm talking about cheating others. Say you have taken the phone, you're speaking, suddenly you see a policeman, you drop the phone. Okay?
Yes.
The policeman stop you. Saya nampak you pegang telefon. Tada, I was scratching my head. You say that, oh ya betul, Encik, saya memang pakai phone. Will you tell the truth or will you say that I was scratching my head?
Scratching my head.
Exactly, you're cheating the police, right?
Yeah.
That's what recently happened to me. I was already studying truth. I put out, I say, saya sedang garu kepala lah. Garu kepala lah. Tapi saya nampak you pakai phone. Saya mana ada phone? Saya mana ada phone? Thank God nobody called at that time because the phone is connected. Because the car was big, the thing fell right into that. Saya mana ada pakai phone, Encik, tak ada phone. Oh, yeah, okay.
Prabhu,
Yes,
in law, in law, this is called thinking on your feet.
Huh?
In law, in law practice, this is called thinking on your feet.
Thinking on your feet, okay.
Thinking. So it's a good skill to have.
Anyway, That's why he says there is a tendency to cheat others. Number 4, limited with imperfect senses. Our senses are so imperfect. We can't even open our eyes and see the sun, right? And we are thinking about want to meet the God. See, can you show me God? I said, people ask, can you show? But then Prabhupada asks, do you have the eyes to see God? So you have to have a transcendental eye. How are you going to do it? Come, I'll teach you. Our eyes are so limited. We can't even stare at that bulb or the bright light. And we want to see Krishna, which is what see? It's just like a 10,000 suns rise at the same time. Remember? In universal form? 10,000 suns rise at the same time. That is how bright Lord Krishna was. All right? This one sun itself we cannot see. We have imperfect senses, imperfect eyes. So with these 4 imperfection, one cannot deliver perfect information of all pervading knowledge. Okay? All right. So let's move on with our chapter 17, the divisions of faith. Now let's look at 17.1. Arjuna vacha ye shastra viddin uttrijya yajante shraddhayan vitaha teshang nishtatu ka Krishna sattvam aho rajas tamaha. Sattva means goodness. Rajas means passion. Tama means ignorance. So Arjuna inquired, "O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principle of scripture?" Right? Those who do not follow the principle of scripture, but worship according to their own imagination. Are they in goodness, passion, or ignorance? Because formally Krishna says that he is the one, whenever there's a decline in religious process, he will come. He will come and re-establish the system. But now Arjuna is asking a fantastic question, yes or no? Okay, he's asking for our behalf. Maybe we might have not thought about it. So now Arjuna's question is triggering our thought. So what happened to those people who don't follow the scripture? What the scripture says we don't follow, but we simply worship according to our own imagination. Suddenly one guy will come and say, "Oh yeah, you are a god." Yes. Suddenly they do some magic show, they can become God. And all these kind of people who come in coat, suit and everything, they become God. So all imagination. Okay. So now Krishna is asking, are they in goodness, passion, or ignorance? So 17.2. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Trividya Bhavati Shraddha Dehinang Sa Svabhavaja Satviki Raja Rajasi Chaiva Tamasi Cheti Tang Shrunu. What he says? The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, according to the modes of nature, acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be 3 kinds: goodness, passion, ignorance. Now hear about this. So again, the words that we should highlight here, or we should pay a little attention, is this. What Krishna says, according to the modes of nature acquired. Acquired means what? Given. Okay, we are acquiring this mode of nature. So we have that choice of to redo it. But first they are given to you. First is you are given to you, but of course acquired, that means you can change it. Okay, by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of 3 kinds. So that means our faith is only determined by the mode that we are in, that we are acquiring. So what we can understand, how can we practice in our life? In the future, once you start to see some people or devotee or outsiders or whatever that you deal with, whenever you're looking at them, when they look so ignorant, when they look so passionate, or when they look so good, or they look so crazy or whatever it is, we just understand that this person is only is acting like this because he's in that mode of nature. So can you get upset with him? Now you have knowledge. Now you have knowledge. Right? Because I believe after this, you're going to read the chapter 17. Yes. You're acquiring knowledge. And not only reading, oh, I'm done 18, finish. No, you have to read and read and read, because Krishna will keep revealing the knowledge to you. Okay? So we just need to be very compassionate to them. So the best way is, of course, if you're really good, really brave enough, you approach him and speak to him. And give him a Bhagavad Gita, or encourage him to come and sing, or just ask him to, whatever. The thought will come from your heart. But anyway, at this point, Krishna says, according to the nature one acquired, that will be his faith. Okay, his faith can be of these three kinds. Okay, is this number 2? Okay, number 3. Okay, number 4. Yajanti satvika devan yaksha rakshanshi rajasha pretan bhuta ganam chanye yajante tamasa janaha. So Krishna says, men in the mode of goodness, those men in mode of goodness worship the demigods, worship the devas. All right. So who are the devas? Like Lord Shiva, Ganapati, Kartikeya, Murugan, and all these things are the people in the mode of goodness. Okay. And those in mode of passion worship the demons. Okay. Demons, like they start to worship like what they call, like sometimes nowadays, you see that some crazy people start to worship Ravana, thinking Ravana, the Ravaneshwara temple, temple dedicated to Lord, Ravana, and also worshipping these the leaders, especially those who are in political scenario, right? I'm not sure in Malaysia, but in India it's so crazy. When they see a politician, Taleva, they go and fall at the feet. Crazy people. Okay, so these are in the mode of passion. And those who are mode of ignorance, they worship the ghosts and spirits. So these are the bomos. I think the day I spoke about this, right? The bomos and all these. I mean, they are one to just jakama, they do all these kind of black magics and all this, and they worship ghosts or spirits. All right. So before this we understood that people who are in the mode of goodness are easy to approach easy to practice bhakti. Yes or not? Do you remember that? Those in the mode of, it is a conducive environment for them to go into the mode of bhakti. Do you remember that? Anyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
You don't remember that? Okay, good. Okay. So that means when we are in that particular mode, so when we are in that particular mode, especially the mode of goodness, which is conducive to practice bhakti, we must understand one thing. We are here, of course, because of some purva janma karma or previous or whatever it is, this thing. But you are usually very blessed. I think I remember sharing this. I have seen a person who become a devotee from a very staunch Buddhist background, a very sincere Buddhist. I have seen people who come to this bhakti when they are very sincere in worship, Lord Kartikeya, Ganapati, and Shiva, Lord Shiva. All these people who are so pious, not the hypocrite type. All right? Like myself, like my family, I born in the family of Chettiar, and our main deity is Lord Murugan, Kartikeya. We don't worship anyone except Kartikeya. But always my mother will be telling, but I'm quite a rebellious type because I don't believe what grandmother's story. I want to know facts and figure. Show me facts. Show me figure. I want evidence. You would say, don't do this. Why? My mother said, just listen. My mother told that. And I could ask my grandmother, why did you tell your daughter to do this? Why? My mother said that. Of course, I can't go look for my great. So what happened? No, this thing. So I want to know the truth. So whenever I approach Lord Murugan, I just pray, show me the truth. Show me the path. What is the truth? What is actually happening around me? These people are just living a life. This is what? In fact, I used to go to the Devaram class. Devaram class, if you those Indians know Devaram, is the glorification of all the devatas. They used to sing the song To Dudaya Sevian Vidaye Niyor. And I was telling, To Dudaya Sevian, from this puttu to this puttu, you adikran the patte. Is that religion is all about? And that person says, no, it's beyond. Then tell me what is beyond this. Right? Until they kick me out from the Devaram class. I got expelled. They called my mother and says, your son is asking too many questions. Asking questions which is beyond his age. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, you have to have some kind of background by the mercy of the devas. We cannot disregard them. We should not criticize them. Oh, now I found the ultimate truth. Now I just reject. No, you cannot do that. All right. I'm just saying for those who are regular devotees. Sometimes, they become so excited about some, after they found gold, they start to throw the silver away. Okay. No, everything is precious. But of course, since we got the gold, we have to be very grateful. And they are the administrator of this universe. Okay, personally appointed by Lord Lord Shirodakshai Vishnu. All right. So they are not ordinary people. So we have to be very respectful. And of course, here that's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those in the mode of goodness worship demigods. So, but when we worship Krishna, what happened? Are we in mode of goodness? We beyond that mode of goodness, which we will learn as we go on. What is there anything beyond these three modes? Right. Now, Krishna also explained about the food that we take according to our mode. What are the food that we take according to the mode of nature? That's from verse 8 to 10. Those people in mode of goodness, they eat the fruit of the food which is juicy, wholesome, fatty means fried, pleasing to heart. Sometimes you eat chuchor and all this, you feel so happy, right? Some fried stuff, whatever and everything. So this is the thing. So what is the effect? Increased duration of life, purify, strengthen the health, and it's very satisfying. Gives satisfaction. Those in the mode of passion, what they eat? They eat too bitter, sour, pungent. Pungent means what? I think karvadu, right? Okay, I think karvadu. Salty, hot, dry, and burning. Burnt food, grill, right? So what are the effect? It creates distress, misery, and disease. And who are the people in ignorance? What they eat? They eat the tasteless, decomposed, putrid food consisting of remnants, untouchable things. So that means tasteless, decomposed. When you go to Nasi Kanda, the fish curry that they make is happened 15, 20 years ago when they started the thing, and they are recycling that curry. I heard with my own ears. Remember yesterday I was telling about the first Nasi Kanda shop I went. The guy asked, does this food digest eating at this hour? And after that he told, I said, what is the magic? You people do some G Bumba, put black magic. When people come, they get addicted. I said, no, the fish curry, the day one they did, until today, never change. So the curry comes to the end. When you finish, they make a fresh curry and they pour inside. So that old curry still maintains that. And I don't know what is the thing. That's how they maintain. And people, that's why when you go to Nasi Kanda or any Muslim shop, you see they have to keep hitting the curry. There'll be a fire under the thing. If they don't, if say the gas off and this thing, within 2-3 hours, the whole curry will spoil. They have to keep burning it. Okay. Decomposed. All right. Decomposed means nothing like the dying, that you can believe it's not all decomposing. It's all turning into like what they call ikan kering, ikan salt. I mean, in Tamil we call karvadu. I don't know what they call in Malay. Right? It's decomposing. Okay. And consider remnants, untouchable things. Right? So what is the effect? Sleep, laziness, merciless. Now you understand or not? When you eat nasi kanda, is equal to nasi ganja. They are called nasi ganja. Nasi ganja, you go to nasi kanda, you eat, after that you feel very drowsy because that's the nature. You feel sleepy, laziness, and of course, merciless. Now, let's look at sacrifice. What are the varieties of sacrifice? Okay. The mode of goodness, that means from 11 to 39, it says mode of goodness. Perform according to the scripture. Matter of duty, you're doing it as a duty. Desire, no reward. All right. That means now the goodness, that means you're performing according to scripture. That means we say, do charity like Sastradan. Like I think Chong Prabhu has ordered and Skanda Balan Prabhu has ordered like 5-6 books. Today I'll be sending off. So they want to take these and they want to go and distribute out. They want to give it to others. So they're doing it as a matter of duty because it's my duty to distribute Bhagavad Gita. Because you have already known what is Bhagavad Gita. And of course, they don't desire reward, I believe. All right. So they don't expect, hey, I make you a devotee, and so I become a Siksha Guru, you worship me, No such thing. Just joking, Just lighten the thing. And the people in mode of passion, what they do? They perform for the material benefit. Okay. Oh, like for instance, recently there was a Narasingha Chaturdasi. There's one devotee, I've never seen him, suddenly appeared. And he came in straight side in front, he followed the young Gyan and everything. I said, I was thinking, who is this guy? Donated the entire program. Oh, he want to do prayers for Narasingha because his business is, he believes the business is protected by Narasingha or something like that. But it is good that he's coming to, he's doing it through Krishna. Like we need money, we go to, we do this kind of, we go shave our head in Tirupati. Okay, we shave our head for Tirupati because we give up. Shaving head means you're giving up your beauty, you're sacrificing your beauty, your good look. Okay, of course, for some material benefit is better, but here this passion is perform for some sake of material benefit. Okay, second, for the sake of pride. Okay, this is something very common if you go to this Klang Vishnu temple, all right, Perumal temple in Klang. You could, the guy who going to perform that Ubayam that day, my God. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but I've seen one such particular family. That lady was wearing, I think if I only kidnap that lady here, I can get at least 30-40 kilos of gold. So much of gold. So much. Just look like Lakshmi coming out. The deity Lakshmi suddenly come out. So much of gold. And the man was so distinct. So we know they look different. So they are the people who obey them. That means they are doing for the sake of pride. Ignorance. Perform without regards of scripture. They don't care what scripture says. They are in ignorance. No distribution of prasadam. Okay. After that, there's no prasadam, nothing. They don't distribute any kind of sweets. No chanting of the Vedic hymns. Without faith. Simply do, no faith. No remuneration to the priest. When they call a priest, they do. There's no such thing. Paying the priest is very important. Dakshina is very important. Don't do all this, is in ignorance. Okay. Now, let's look at 14. Austerity of the body. Devadvija Guru Pranya Pujanang Shaucham Arjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. What is this? Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord. Right? So the austerity of the body is to worship the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas. Okay, what does it Brahmana means? That means, is it something like a caste system here? No. This Brahmana means, what do you call? This Brahmana means a devotees, Vaishnavas, devotees, right? All right. The spiritual master, superior like the father and mother. Okay, it's very important. And in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. So that means, in other words, austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord. We have to worship the Supreme Lord. We have to worship the Brahmana, respect the Brahmana, spiritual master. All these are worshipable people. And also superiors like father and mother. That's why they say every day you should touch the feet of your parents. Okay? Every day you must touch the feet of the parents because their blessing is very important. Okay. And suddenly say, oh, my father is not a devotee. It doesn't matter. Whether it's devotee, the secondary. He's your father, first of all. He gave you enough intelligence. He taught you enough English or Tamil or whatever, at least to understand Bhagavad Gita. If only if he didn't educate you, what will happen to you? Respect. Just for the sake. Gratitude. Okay. The body was given to us by them. They give us the enough intelligence. They put us in a proper school or proper environment. We studied ABC properly. We studied this English properly. And after that, they spend their money just to give us more education so we could understand. Imagine if you don't understand English, austerity, what does that mean? Body, they just take the Bhagavad Gita alone. Oh my God, I do not read, I'm illiterate. You know how unfortunate is that? They have done that. So they are worshipable. And also, in cleanliness, they also must body worship, they must be clean. Clean means what? Okay, according to the standard, you have to bathe 3 times a day. You have to bathe after you cut your nails. You have to bathe after you shave. You have to bathe after you go to toilet. Right? So these are the cleanliness. Okay? Cleanliness. But now you say, yo, how if I go to work, how to bathe 3 times a day? That's a standard lah. You know, at least you must bathe twice. First thing you wake up, you must bathe. Because from the time that you sleep and wake is considered that when you sleep, you are totally unconscious. That means you're like a dead person. So when you wake up, first thing you have to brush your teeth and you have to take your bath. All right? First thing in the morning, we have to bathe. Then after you come back from outside, you have to bathe. It's very clean, right? Of course, people at first, they say they cannot agree, but after the COVID, everybody start bathing in the afternoon. In the evening, sorry. Right? So cleanliness is very important. Again, but you must maintain the simple cleanliness when you cut your nails. when you shave, when you go to toilet. When you go to toilet, you have to bathe. At least wash your neck down, at least. Just pour water neck down, because that's cleanliness, right? Simplicity, right? Even though that how successful you are in your business and everything, try to live a simple life. Don't need to be very grandiose, because being grandiose is also it's not so attractive. It's very scary actually. Nowadays, those days we are talking about 10, 15 years ago, you can live a grand life. But now, I know men who are multi-millionaire, the son of a millionaire, from a tin mining. Ipoh is all famous for tin mining, right? I see the son, my friend's father. I asked, hey, your father last time I drive big car. Now what happened lah? Old ready lah. I think old man he's driving a normal old Mercedes Benz, and the son is okay. I give you good example. I know a millionaire who drives only Vera, Proton Vera. In his house got 3 cars, and you know what? All the cars are Vera. And he told the children, you are not buying anything other than Proton, because they want to be. It's not their simplicity. They want to be safe. Very dangerous, right? The business good. What to do? They cannot stop the business from not coming in. They cannot stop the money from coming in. But at least they can portray a simple life. Celibacy. Celibacy is very important. Celibacy means, if a person is unmarried, if your children are unmarried, you have to train them to be celibate, brahmacharyam, right? See, brahmacharyam ahimsacha, that means brahmacharya. So the brahmacharya means we have to tell the children that you should respect a woman. Other than your wife, every woman are your mother. We are not born with one mother. We born with 6 mothers, right? First is the mother who delivers us. That's the first mother. Second mother, the nurse who nurtured us, because that time mother was so sick. After deliver, they'll be so tired. The nurse is the one who nurtured us. Number 3, the mother earth who hold us, protect us. Number 4, cows, mother cow. We thought the milk, even say if a child, the mother dies, that childbirth, the child can still remain alive by drinking the milk of the mother. Milk of the cow. Okay. Number 5, the wife of a guru, your guru's wife. Your guru's wife. That means I've got a guru. Say if my guru is married, his wife is my mother. Number 6, the most important one. Other than your wife, every woman around you are your mother, not sex object. Right? That's why we call mothers as Mataji. In Hare Krishna, we call Mataji. Doesn't matter they are young girl to the old elderly lady, we call Mataji. In Tamil, we call Amma. Enama, Sapiyama, Vama, Poma. Why? That figure. So we have to train our son to be respectful to all these mothers. Until that he finds a girl that he marries, that's the wife. Celibacy. Very important. Right? Then, as a married man, what we should do? We also practice celibacy. That means we make sure that we do not have sexual relationship, what they call unnecessarily. Okay? Unnecessarily. Whenever you feel like it, we must be very respectful. Okay? And of course, it's recommended you can have once a month. That's according to the Sastra. Anyway, that's out of the tree. But celibacy, we have to be very careful. And we have to avoid on this Egadasi and all these auspicious days. Okay, anyway, and at last, ahimsa, non-violence. We have to always remain non-violence. This is the called austerity of the poor. Now, let's look at the austerity of the speech. What's the time? Do you think you want to take a short break? 2 minutes break?
Okay, Prabhu.
Can, sir.
Oh, Tikitan Prabhu is here. Trivikram Prabhu, welcome Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Everyone is back?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, sir.
17.15. It says austerity of the speech. How we should control our mouth. Very important. Okay, austerity of the speech. That means anudvega karang vakyam Satyang Priyahitang Chayat Swadhyaya Pyasanang Chaiva Vanmayang Tapa Uchyate. So, austerity of the speech consists of speaking words which that are truthful. Okay, austerity of the speech. That means, first, it has to be truthful. Second, it has to be pleasing. It shouldn't be like agitate people's mind. Okay. Then, it has to be beneficial. Don't simply gossip that you put down. Like now, I heard about cyberbullying. They just simply throw words and people can commit suicide. All right. It has to be beneficial. The word that you speak must benefit. If the thing is not going to benefit anyone, just don't talk. And not agitating to others. Do not agitate. Don't go and provoke. No provocation, agitation. Okay. And also in regularly reciting the Vedic literature. So when we regularly, like what we are doing now, we are speaking about this thing. That means we are using the austerity of the speech. All right. So that's a filter that you can think about. You put in your in your journal. Okay, you can take photo of this. If you have a phone with you, just snapshot this and keep it. So that means the speech filter. Is it true? When before you speak, you just ask yourself, is it true? Don't spread fake news. Is it pleasing? Is it going to be beneficial? Is it not agitating? If you have all this, then you talk. If any of this is there, so better don't talk at all. If you're going to do this, I tell you, it's going to create so much of harmony, especially in the family. Okay? Especially it's not agitating. You don't simply go and agitate your wife, your spouse. It always end up in big war. So we have to always check and balance. Okay? Now, austerity of the mind. What is that? Mana prasada saumyatvang maunam atma vinigraha bhava shangshuddhir ityetat tapo manasam uchyate. What does it mean? In mind and satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, purification of one's existence are the austerity of the mind. That means the satisfaction, being satisfied, being simple, being very grave, all right? Self-control, that means you don't get agitated when people come and say something, you don't get this thing, right? Purification of one's existence, that means by chanting Hare Krishna and by reading Bhagavad Gita, you are purifying your existence. Okay, these are all considered the austerities of the mind. Now, let's look at this. 17 to 19. Mode of goodness. Perform out of transcendental faith, not expecting material benefit. Austerity, that do in mode of goodness. Transcendental faith. That means to create your faith in the transcendental knowledge, like Vedas, and not expecting material benefit. So, for the sake of what? What are you going to do for the sake of pleasing the Supreme, pleasing Krishna? When in the mode of passion, what does it mean? Perform out of pride. For what? To gain respect, to honor and worship. Okay. Sometimes we like to go out and do something perform for the sake of pride. Okay, if I can just boast myself around. So what, for the sake of what? So gaining respect. Oh, this guy is really good. Right? Then they honor you and they worship you. Okay. And the ignorance. What is that? Austerity performed in mode of ignorance is foolishness. Right? For what? For the sake of self-torture, destroy or injure others. Okay, like look at this Hiranyakasipu. He did such a meditation until there's no skin in the body, all were eaten up. All right, self-torture. Okay, like for instance, sometimes you see like a few days ago I saw that one temple in Ipoh, they were doing this prayer. The flow was taking that chapo and putting all around the body, and basically every part of the body is pierced. This kind of austerity, right? And they do it at night, and they so okay, all these are self-torture. Okay, and what is the exam? For the sake of destroying and also to injure others. Okay, charity is very important. All right, we are thinking we are doing charity. Now let's see what are the types of charities. All right, number one, the charity in the mode of goodness is mentioned 20 to 22. Goodness given dutifully, you do out of dutifully. Okay, because it's my job. Not expectation any return. You don't expect anything. At proper place and time. You have to do it in a proper place and a proper time. to a worthy person. I mean, I said like a devotee or a brahmana, whoever it is, give them the money, give them the charity. It's very important. All right, not too whimsically. And the one charity, the mode of passion, with expectation of returns. Okay, make sure that I'll be the main sponsor for the temple, and make sure you put my name big. This entire Krishna Janmashtami was sponsored by Padita Tarna Jagannath Das. Make sure big, huh? Everybody must know. Huh? That is expectation of returns of this thing. Right? Secondly, desire for fruit. I do this kind of charity, I expect something. Right? So that means when I want to give a donation, I don't give a donation silently. I'll make a big cardboard. I give this much a donation. Why? Expecting some fruits. Oh, this guy, very good donor, very good donor. So eventually you get datorship. All right? So something like that. All right, with desire for fruits. And in a grudging mood. Sometimes when a devotee going to approach, hey, yo, these fellas, you Hare Krishna fellas got nothing to do in life. Money, money, money. Take. Grudging. All right? They just give, take, go, don't disturb me. Then after go, and then tell the friend, these Hare Krishna fellas are always money suckers. They got nothing to do in life, always grudge. They give the charity out of grudging. Okay, right? In other words. And what is the charity in the ignorance? They give at an impure place. Okay, at an improper time to an unworthy person without proper attention and respect. Okay, I give you a good example, my own personal example. Right? When I was during the young time, when I was doing the business, sometimes I've seen that in a pub area, in a pub or bistro, they all be drinking. All right, all drinking, drink. And after drink, when all that agitation, when you start to become quite high, you become very charitable. At that time, when the beer bartender will come and serve you the beer, you give him extra tips. Okay, all that doesn't matter. I tell you what real life incident happened. All right. At that moment, it was dark. It was such a pub, and of course inside, and people are sitting outside. So I was sitting with my friends, and we were outside. And you know what my friend did? Suddenly, that time a beggar came. Okay, he is an unworthy person. Number one. And where was it? At the impure place, at the bar. All right. At when? At around 12 midnight, 11, 12 midnight, at an improper time. And how he gave? He just take the money, shift through, go. Don't stand in front of me, go. Without proper attention and respect. You all understand? So this is one of the example of this. Okay. So now let's look at Nectar of Instruction, verse 4 by Rupa Goswami. What he said about giving charity. Okay. This is explains everything. Verse 4. Dadati pratigrinnati guhyang akhyati prachati bhumte bojayate chaiva satvidam priti lakshanam. Offering gifts in charity, accepting charitable gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam, and offering prasadam are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and another. So this is how a devotee respect and love each other. All right? This is how a devotee respect each other. That means offering gifts in charity. All right? Sorry, I say, okay, I'll give you a gift. And also when they give the gift, oh, say, no, I don't know. You shouldn't say that. You accept it. And revealing mind in confidence. Of course, you have to, don't reveal to everybody, like just your very close devotee friends. And inquiring confidentially. All right? Accepting prasadam. And offering prasadam. Say, go to the devotee, they give you prasadam, then you give them prasadam. Okay? So according to Rupa Goswami, they say these 6 symptoms shared by devotee one another. So Prabhupada explained here, there are 6 kinds of activity. Giving charity to devotees, accepting from the devotee whatever they may offer in return. Not to say I give him a watch and therefore give me one pen. You, what is so unjust, so miser, Give him a watch and give me one pen. What is it? No, you shouldn't say that, right? So accepting from the devotee whatever they may offer in return. Opening one's mind to the devotee. Number 4, inquiring from them about the confidential service of the Lord. Honoring prasadam of spiritual food given by the devotees. And number 6, feeding the devotee with prasadam. So these are the way That how the devotee exchange in this austerity. 23. Om Tat Sat Idi Nirdesho Brahmanas Trivida Smrta Brahmanas Tena Vedascha Yagnascha Vihita Pura. From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used in indicate the supreme absolute truth. So the word is Om Tat Sat means supreme absolute truth. Okay. So these three symbolic representation were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during the sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Okay, whatever things they did, Om Swaha, then after everything, Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat means, he says, it is the Brahmana used while during the sacrifice, the fire sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. Okay, now let's look at this word. 23 and 26 is explained about this mantra. Om Tat Sat are words taken from Vedic hymn indicating the absolute truth, Lord Krishna. Om means Om iti etat brahmano nedistam nama. So Om means transcendental undertaking, performance of sacrifice, charity and penance in accordance with scriptural regulation begin always with Om to attain the Supreme. So what Krishna says, among that vibration, I am Om. Okay, that's what Om means. So transcendental is undertaking performance of sacrifice. When they do sacrifice, they do charity, they do penance in according to the spiritual regulation, not simply as they like. So all these will begin with Om. Number 2, Tat. Tat Tvam Asi, Chandogya Upanishads, Canto 6, Chapter 8, Text 7. So what is Tat? Tat Tvam Asi. That means, Tat means without desiring fruitive results. One should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance and charity with the word Tat. Then what is Sat means? Sat Eva Saumya. Chandogya Upanishad, Canto 6, Chapter 2, Canto 6, Chapter 2, Text 1. It says Sat Eva Yaum Saumya. That means Sat means the absolute truth is the objective of devotional service. Okay, and it indicates by the word Sat. So whenever we just say Om Tat Sat means, that means it says that is transcendently undertaking performance of sacrifice according to the religious principle, regulation. Then, without expecting any fruitive result, and the objective of this devotional service and objective of this devotional service is to please the absolute truth. So that's what it means by Om Tat Sat. The penance, sacrifice, charity, and foods when aimed at the Supreme, Om Tat Sat, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they become means of spiritual elevation. So the penance, okay, that means austerity, penance, sacrifice, charity, and even the food when aimed at the Supreme. Okay, Om Tat Sat. So Supreme is Om Tat Sat. Okay, they become means for spiritual elevation. That means all this food becomes sanctified. All right, now austerity aim at the Supreme. What does that mean? Okay, now austerity aim at the Supreme. What does it mean? That means fasting. So we fast on Ekadasi and Janmashtami. So what we do? Ekadasi day, we become fruitarian. Janmashtami, we also become fruitarian. You know, there's meatarian, vegetarian, that-tarian, lactotarian, and all this tarian. On these days, we become fruitarian. Just take fruits, that's all. Okay. If you really cannot, you can take potatoes. Potatoes and anything which is not grain, non-grain food. Right. So that is that what they call the austerity aim at the Supreme for the pleasing the Supreme Lord. Right now. Now the sacrifice aim at the Supreme. What is the sacrifice aim at the Supreme? Sankirtana Yagya. In Kali Yuga, Sankirtana Yagya or the sacrifice. Yagya means sacrifice. It is aimed for Kali Yuga. Kriteya Dhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajato Makai Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tattari Kirtanat. Whatever result was obtained in Satya Yuga by meditating on Vishnu. Remember the Satya Yuga, people sit and meditate because the lifespan was 100,000. In Treta Yuga, by performance sacrifice. They do big sacrifice in Treta Yuga, where the lifespan was 10,000 years. And in Dwapara Yuga, by serving the Lord's lotus feet. That means in Dwapara Yuga, they build huge temples and they do temple worship, and the lifespan was 1,000 years. All these three before needs qualification. Okay, you need to be qualified, you need really have to do this thing, but all these things can be obtained in Kali Yuga. All the benefit that what they get in Satya Yuga, what they get in Treta Yuga, what they get in Dwapara Yuga can be easily attained in Kali Yuga simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Isn't that fantastic? We do not need to sit and meditate. We do not need to do fire sacrifice. We do not even do the deity worship. Nothing. Just chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Now charity aimed at the Supreme. What is the charity that aim at the Supreme? Help to propagating Krishna conscious by donating money. Right? So now the help to propagate Krishna conscious. That means we want many people to know this thing, because it's a very important matter. Because this is the matter that actually going to save them from falling into animal kingdom. That matter that again save them from going to the hellish region. Okay. And how? By number one, book distribution. That is what I'm always emphasizing. Book distribution. You will never know the advantage of distributing books. It's very powerful. Number two, building Krishna temple. Number three, prasadam distribution. All right. Sometimes say when your birthday comes or any of these things, you can just ask the temple, can you make some prasadam? And I'd like to go and distribute. Don't give food. I mean, don't give money to the beggar. The beggar will go and eat chicken, mutton, or beef or whatever, you cannot. You also still get the karma. But when you give prasadam, his devotional service through his tongue is already activated. Even you go to the hellish region, he still come back and start to follow. That means his evolution into bhakti is already started. Prasadam distribution. Okay, so this is the thing that charity aim at the Supreme. Then what is the food offered to the Supreme? That means the food that we offer to the Supreme, which doesn't contain onion and garlic. All right, onion and garlic. And of course, some says that panjan and all. Okay, but I personally, when I first joined 31 years ago, this was a standard, but I'm not sure what is the standard. I mean, they are, you see, like patai. Patai is a food that is very pungent. Okay, it's a mode of ignorance. Remember that's just how we read patai. Second is durian. Don't take durian offer to Krishna. Durian. All these food are in the mode of ignorance, passion and ignorance. So avoid all these things. So what you can offer to Krishna? Any kinds of vegetable, any kind of fruits. Okay, like last time, of course, they say you cannot offer this. I mean, they don't offer this mushroom, because mushroom is harvested in a very nasty place. But of course, now they have a place that they are harvesting mushroom in a very clean place. Right? It's acceptable. And also kangkung. Last time the kangkung they used to take from the pond, but now they have a place where they grow their own kangkungs. So it's clean. Okay. So all these kind of things. Water, juices, all these things, and varieties of sweets. Okay, what we do, no onion, no garlic. All right, we offer without tasting. We don't taste the food first, and when we cook, we cook with full what they call remembrance. All right. Okay, this food is going to be offered to Krishna, and Krishna is just going to enjoy it, hopefully. So when you cook meditating on your spiritual master. Dear Prabhupada, I'm just trying to do this. Please take over my hand. Take over my consciousness. Let the thing happen by itself. Then after you do everything, when you prepare, you put a tulasi on every preparation. Without tulasi, the food is not offered. So put a tulasi on all items and you offer it to Krishna. And you chant this mantra, Om, what they call? Om Namo Brahmani Devaya Go Brahmana Itaya Jagaditaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo. Right? And another mantra is oh my God. What is another mantra? Can anyone enlighten me? Om Namo Brahmani Devaya Go Brahmani Jagaditaya Krishna Govindaya.
Chaitanya Babu.
Yeah, Chaitanya, what's the mantra?
Nama Mahavadinaya.
Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gaura Trise Namaha. But if you don't know the mantra, just pray to Prabhupada. Dear Prabhupada, I'm trying my best to cook something to please the Lord. Kindly offer this bhoga to the Lord. So when you offer, especially you have to offer through your spiritual master, because your spiritual master offered, you see, that is how it goes until the hand of Radharani, and Radharani will personally offer to Krishna. Right? Then after the offering, while you do the offering, make sure you close that what they call the curtain, right? Or if you have anything, just cover it, and you must ring the bell. Ding 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 ding. No, you must ring the bell. So what happens if you don't have? Sorry. So what happens if you don't have the bell? It's okay. Right? The most important, your thought matters. Until you get a bell, just clap. All right, just say Krishna, please accept. Right? Then that is called Mahaprashadam. Then you honor the food. You don't eat that food. You honor. So when you eat prashadam, of course, we don't talk to each other. If you go to temple where you see group of people are sitting and talking, please avoid that place. Go to a very secluded place, or go to the place that you express the way your body language, people know that you don't want to be disturbed. And you take each and every bite, every morsel, just take and just enjoy every meal. So this is the thing, that is how you enjoy or you honor prasadam. Okay, so that's for the chapter 17. Take the commitment RDC formula. The RDC formula is really one of the wonderful formula that you can basically see. So distribute book is one that you are sacrificing your austerity, right, of this thing, supreme. Then chanting, distributing and reading. Okay, by doing that, may Krishna bless all of us, all of you, to become a pure devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Is there any questions? Any comment? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. If there's no question, no comment, so we end. The class okay, right? It's not very heavy, yeah?
Yes, okay, sir.
Prabhu.
Very good, Prabhu. Not heavy. Very nice to hear.
Okay. Because this is all Bhakti Sastri standard.
Yeah. Very much interested. Thank you, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, if there's no question, we end the session here. We meet again tonight at 7:30 for a repeat class. All right, maybe there will be, because I got some ideas to add on. So if possible, but anyway, I've spoke about it, yes, about the hellish condition. Right. So anyway, have a nice day. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Then please go on chanting your 16 rounds. Read Bhagavad Gita and distribute Bhagavad Gita. That's the only way that we can please the entire parampara. Panchakalpatrubhescha kripa sindhubevacha paditanam pavinebhyo vaishnavebhayo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Krishna bless you.